All right. All right. Well, hello. This is a weird video because I'm not showing my face, but I want you to be able to fully see my computer screen because, as promised, I wanted to show you how I use Google Calendar to organize all the things. The important thing is to have a system for organization that works for you. There's many different organizational platforms and apps and tools and tricks and tips and all the things. But to have a business run smoothly, particularly if it's not just you, or you ever want to scale your business to the point where you have other people working within your business, you need to have a system, and there needs to be some sort of shared calendar space. So what I use is Google Docs. And so I just wanted to, or not Google Docs, I do use Google Docs quite a bit, but I use Google Calendar to organize all of my work time so that I know exactly when I have time to work and what I'm going to be doing during those work blocks. So if you watch this live, please say hello. If you watch this by replay, also say hello. And if you see this on YouTube, hello to you too. I hope this is helpful. I always like seeing ideas for how people organize their workspace. So just a couple of simple things. This is not rocket science, obviously, but it's simple and I stick with it. I look at my calendar every single morning when I start my work day, and I also look at it at the end of the day as part of my routine to make sure I'm oriented for what I have going on in life and business and mom life the next day. So a few things I wanted to point out, ways that I keep organized. And you can also see everything I did for this week. Wonderful. So one thing that I do, I keep this little guy right here, this red to-do list. If I expand on this, this is a running to-do list. So all of those ideas that I come up with or think about, oh, I need to do this, or oh, I need to do that, I make sure that they're on this master to-do list. And I move this from day to day. So let's go ahead and do this. So since today's workday is pretty much wrapping up and I've had everything from my to-do list plugged into my work blocks that I wanted to, I'm going to go ahead and move this here. I open this list when it comes to my work blocks and I'm planning for what I'm going to realistically accomplish on a given work block day. I pull from my to-do list. And so this is always in pretty much priority order, the to-do list is. And then I'm able to plug in a few tasks, top priority tasks. I mean, 1, 2, or 3, depending on how time intensive they are in these work blocks. So you can see I've got several work blocks throughout the week. The blue ones are like stuff for my own brand. So when I'm working on my own marketing or my own offers or a course or a funnel or something for my business, that is these blue chunks here. You can see these blue chunks here outlining a podcast. And some of these are repetitive things. For example, like this record and edit a podcast episode. This is a repeated event. So the nice thing about Google Calendar is you can schedule things to see, this is weekly on Wednesdays, this repeats, and you can move them around and decide to say, oh gosh, this week I didn't get to record my episode on Wednesday, which actually I moved this from its original place, which is actually on Monday. So I'm going to move this back here and it'll say, do you want to do this for just this event or for this and all the following events? So I would say just for this event. And you can move over there. So you can rearrange your calendar without having to erase something, scratch it out, etc., which is something that I really like about Google Calendar. So I'm going to move that back just so I have a record of what I actually did this week. So the other thing that I do in my calendar is I make sure to plug in not just things having to do with work, but my full picture of life. So anything with the blue color for Sonic, because my daughter Taylor is obsessed with Sonic, has to do with what I'm doing with her. And so this particular week, I have her, I had her on Monday and Tuesday. With the way our custody schedule is, I have Monday, Tuesday every week. Her dad has every Wednesday, Thursday. But if she has games, I'm there. So I have that plugged in. And then she's at her dad's for this weekend. So I have play dates plugged in, baseball games, whether or not I'm dropping her off in the morning, because obviously that's going to impact the morning routine and what I do and when. I also schedule in workouts. So these are the typical times that I like to go to Orange Theory. If I change it around, I can just move this, but I have it blocked out as part of my schedule, just like it's an appointment, because it is. It's something that keeps me working and living at my optimum, what do you want to say it? Optimum performance, I guess. It's really important. So is reading and reflecting. That's a built-in part of my work schedule, reading and reflecting. It's not very long, but it's just a reminder to get that done. And if I don't get it done in the morning, I move it elsewhere and make sure I get it done. Okay. So I have those as repeating Monday through Friday, reading and reflecting, and then checking and responding to Voxer. So you'll see in yellow, everything in yellow are client calls. So this client calls and or client work. So this work block, I'm working on client projects. So I have time blocked out for that according to the projects that are going on, according to the calls that week. And then these are the actual calls having to do with client time. So actually this week, pretty light on the client calls, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I use those, use the color yellow for anything to do with clients. So I just like to color code it. That helps my brain to see, what balance of my time am I using? And then also, it's just a reminder that I have to balance all the things. I need to do my own marketing. I need to work on my clients' projects. I need to be there for all of Taylor's things. I need to take care of myself. I need to feed my brain with reading and reflecting and being inspired. And then I also have up here, this is my weekly work flow. So I'm sorry, this is actually a task that Jody, who works with me, she's on my team. This is something for her to do. And it's just a reminder for me, a check-in. I've got reminders up here that are related to my workflow for the week, like what I need to be doing for the following week. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Sometimes, like this week, I wanted to write in what it is that I am working on marketing for. So the creating exceptional offers part of Social Seller CEO Academy. And so that's pretty much it. I hope that's helpful. It just makes it so that I know I'm accountable to my time and time is blocked out enough for what I need to get accomplished. So let me know if you try out Google Calendar. Of course, with anything, you want to try it out for a couple of weeks and get into a rhythm and see what works for you before you decide something doesn't work. So if this seems like something that could work for you, let me know if it does. And no matter what, I just encourage you to find some way to organize your time and your tasks so that it reduces that mental load that we have as women and as moms, as business women, and all the different hats we wear. Having a calendar and taking the time to set it up and get organized on a daily and weekly basis makes all the difference. So I hope this was helpful. I will talk to y'all soon.